And I personally don't really understand how people can ignore what's going on around them and claim to be in a high frequency. Because I can see all of the problems and troubles and turmoil that exist in the world around me, and I can love it for the opportunity that it provides the human race to wake up to itself. I can love it because I love the people that are involved, and it gives me an opportunity to help these people, which I do constantly. Every day I seek to help those people that I come in contact with. What is required is for people to be the change they wish to see. And if you are not applying your positive energy to the world around you, then what are you doing? You're simply sitting in an energetic state, and you are helping create a world where tyranny and profiteering and homelessness and starvation and war is acceptable through denial. And this is not maintaining a high energetic state, folks. It's maintaining a state of fear. Because why else would you be avoiding looking at the situation around you? The only reason you would be avoiding is because you are in fear of the energetic state that it puts you in, because you are attaching negative emotion to the information that exists around you. You're not just viewing it as information. You're seeing it as something to fear, something to lower your vibrational state, rather than applying your vibrational state to the information and seeing it as an empowering message, a problem that has presented itself to you and made you aware of it in order to give you the opportunity to heal this problem and to fix this energy, to put some balance back into the field. There are many people that simply fail to see the reality of this, and that is one of the big problems that is facing our society. The world is in a pretty terrible state, really, when one looks at it. But we're not facing anything that cannot still be fixed. But what is required to address this situation is a wave of public indignation and a wave of public response, a wave of positive energy that is applied to the physical world, that is applied to our societies. If politicians are enacting legislation that infringes upon the rights of the people need to disregard this legislation and stand up against this legislation. People have to get it back into their heads that the governments are our servants. We elect these people to act as our administrative arm, to do things on our behalf, to ensure that we have a viable and prosperous world to live in, and that the earth is kept in a positive and viable state so that we may provide a future for those who are to follow. This is not happening. This is not what our governments are currently doing. In fact, our governments are doing everything they can to remove the rights of the people and to trash the planet on which we live. And they are getting away with this because the people are simply not doing anything about it, because the people believe they are bound by a legal system which is essentially fiction. It's just lines on paper. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a set of rules that have been put in place by people who don't care about the human race and don't care about the planet. It's just an idea that people have been taught to follow because people have been taught to believe that this idea is real and that this is what our world is, when nothing could be further from the truth. I don't know what it's going to take to wake the human race up to what is going on, but things are certainly escalating to an incredible degree, and the time for human intervention is now. And what we need to intervene in is the criminal cabal that is running our governments. And I put it out there now to any politician throughout the Western world that you are either a criminal or you are too stupid to hold the position you currently hold. And I challenge any one of you to a public debate. I absolutely do. I would love to meet a politician in a public arena and discuss these issues with them personally in front of a crowd of people, and let's see what sort of responses they come up with and what sort of excuses for their actions they may attempt to offer the people of their respective nations. Because, as I have so often said, what these politicians are actually doing is they are disregarding the needs of the people, they are disregarding the needs of the planet, and they are all operating in breach of the public trust. Well, we're getting close to the end of the show again, folks. I'd like to say thank you for anybody who's shown any support to the Crow House. PayPal have closed down the second account that someone opened for me to use for the Crow House, so another person has opened a PayPal account that is attached to the Crow House at the moment while I try to find some other method of receiving donations from people, because obviously PayPal and the government do not like what I'm doing, and they do not like me receiving donations that are put towards the continuation of this message getting out to people. So they seem to be going to extraordinary lengths to make sure that I'm unable to receive donations. As I said, there is a PayPal account that is attached to the website at the moment, and I am looking for other methods that I may be able to use to generate some sort of income for the website so that I can continue doing what I do. So I'll keep you posted on that one, folks. But as I said, there is one attached to the site at the moment, so if you are able to make a donation, get in while you can, folks, because I'm really not sure how long they're going to allow me to keep doing what I do. And any help that you can provide is very needed and very much appreciated. You know, I really do look forward to the day when I don't have to do these radio shows, folks, or at least to the day that I can come onto the air and simply deliver a positive and empowering message to people. I do get very tired of always addressing the problems that we face and of speaking about government corruption, of speaking about a corrupt monetary system, and of attempting to provide people with some type of positive outlook on the very, very negative situation we see in the world around us. I'd like the negative situation to simply go away. I don't see any need for this amount of negativity in the world. It is waking the consciousness up, of course, but it does become very tiresome, and it becomes extremely frustrating that this situation continues around us, and that it continues simply because people fail to stand in their power and address the situation. People just don't seem willing to take the bull by the horns and simply stand in their power and say enough is enough. Admittedly, it can be quite a scary thing to do if one does it on their own, and this is why I have always said that the most important thing we can do is to build community around us. And of course, the basic building block to building this community is to address the shadow within yourself, because it is the shadow within yourself that creates the fear and division that most people hold within them, that they apply to their neighbours and to the people around them in their respective communities. All of this division is illusional, folks. It's all been promoted by this society, and the creation of this division is indeed one of the main goals of this society. The society doesn't just exist to enslave people to debt. It doesn't just exist to create a sociopathic mentality within the people. It also exists to perpetuate a situation of eternal division among the people. Divide and conquer, folks. And that's a big clue, because what it indicates is that the best thing we could possibly do to combat the situation that we face is to end the division and to unite as one global family. And I live in the hope that we will do this, and I have great faith in the human race that they will eventually rise to their calling. They will eventually face their destiny, because it is the destiny of the human race to stand in their power and become the one vibrant, compassionate organism that we truly are. We just have to seize the moment, and we have to embrace the opportunities that are being presented to us by the very corruption that stands before us. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you again today, folks, but I will have to end the show here. We are out of time. As I stated at the beginning of the program, this will be the only show that I do for the month of July. I very much wish to dedicate this month to working on the film, and I hope to have that out for you as soon as possible. There will be a couple of interviews posted to the Crow House during the month anyway, so that will be something for you to listen to. And there's always the archives. There's a very, very large number of shows that are in there. And so if you do miss the show, I suggest that you simply go to the Crow House archives and pick one for the day and play that one instead. It's been a pleasure talking to you again today. I'll look forward to speaking to you when I come back on air around about the 1st of August. Any support you can show me during the month will be most appreciated. Please take care until then, but I will say goodbye for now. In Lak'ech.